What is good, Ninja? Ojo over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE News. Today we have some great information on Dark Souls Remastered. The first previews are live. Also, Fortnite is beating out GTA Online in terms of active users. And also, we got a brand new game from the Rumbo Studio, 13 AM Games. They got a brand new title, so we talked about that. It's coming to PC and Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and get right into this. And we are starting off with Dark Souls Remastered. We got the first previews, gameplay, and screenshots going down. So there's a list of changes in terms of graphical options and all of that. So let's go ahead and go over that first, and we'll talk about the online multiplayer, arenas, and other stuff. So Dark Souls Remastered will have a 4K resolution with compatible TV monitors at 60 frames per second on the Xbox One X, PlayStation 4 Pro, and PC. It will display upscaled resolution on PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X, while the PC version will be native 4K. The PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game are also 1080p resolution and 60 frames per second. On the Nintendo Switch, you'll have a 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second when docked to the TV, 720p 30 frames per second when in the handheld mode. Now, the online multiplayer, they did increase the maximum number of players to 6. So it was at 4, now it's at 6. Now, the dried finger item will be needed to play with 6 players. There's also a bunch of other stuff when it comes to that, PvP arenas and all that. You guys can check out that in the link in the description below. You can turn on and off global matchmaking, so that's something that you do have the option to do. There's also stuff with Red Phantoms and all that. There's a whole bunch of stuff with online multiplayer. I just want to let you guys know about some of the cool stuff there when it comes to it. Now, there is dedicated servers as well, so you should get some pretty good connections, even if you're paired up with someone that has a boo-boo connection. So the arena, in terms of that is a 3 versus 3 and 6 player deathmatch have also been added in. Arena battles can also use a password matching, so that might be something we can do for PE Arena. Respawn points will be random as well, so just going to be dropped into there in terms of where you respawn, and it's not just going to be set respawn areas. You'll be able to respawn anywhere after you die, so that actually seems pretty cool. Now, here are some of the miscellaneous things added in. So players can select the number of usable items, such as consumable souls or covenant items, to use instead of 1 at a time as the original game. The number of languages has been increased to the number found in Dark Souls 3. A bonfire has been added to Vamos the Blacksmith. Covenants can be switched at bonfires. Button configuration is now available. Items will not automatically be registered into an item slot when picked up. When the up or down directional pad is held down, the first item equipped will be selected. The online network has been changed from peer-to-peer to dedicated servers, like we talked about there. So there's been some talk with this game when it comes to a lot of people saying that it's not enough of a remaster, but I'm not exactly sure what you guys were expecting when it gets bumped up to 60 frames per second or 4K resolutions when it comes to upscaled or native 4K. This game is a remaster. It's not a remake. It's a remaster. So it's not going to look dramatically better than what they did before on the PS3 and 360, and you're going to get more than double the frame rate on that, or at least more stable 60 frames per second compared to like what the sometimes 15 to 20 frames that game would run on originally. Now, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch version of the game, looks like it's running around at 30 frames per second there. A lot more solid in terms of the frame rate because it did dip quite a bit. I played the original game on the Xbox 360 and the game dipped a lot when it came to frame rate. At some points, it was just pretty bad when certain things was going on screen, and it's much more stable. And yeah, the graphics aren't way better than what it was because it's just a remaster. It's not a remake, it's a remaster. So I don't expect that. And they've added in a bunch of new content here when it comes to the online. That's kind of what it's all about, right? The gameplay. So the gameplay should be just as good, if not better, because of all these additions here. So people crying about the graphics don't really make sense to me because it's a remaster. It's not a remake. And they've added in so many cool things here. Dedicated servers, people are always wanting that. Switching from peer-to-peer to dedicated servers is a big deal. The arena, they've got a lot of cool stuff in here. I can understand how some are upset because yes, it's PS4, Xbox One, a lot more powerful, but at the same time, they're not asking for $60 for this game. They're asking for $40. So to me, this is a great upgrade. I think, yes, the graphics are not top-notch, but that's okay. It's running at 60 frames if you're on PS4, Xbox One, running at 1080p 30 if you're on the Nintendo Switch, and you can take Dark Souls anywhere that you want for the first time ever, and it's the first time that it's on a Nintendo system. So I'm completely down to pick this one up and get destroyed like I'm probably going to be getting destroyed in this style of game. So what do you guys think about Dark Souls Remastered? Remastered on the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and of course the Nintendo Switch. Let me know your thoughts on it and if you're still going to pick it up in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the next topic here, Super Data says that Fortnite has more monthly active users than GTA Online. So the Battle Royale game has earned additional content revenue than any other console title in February except Call of Duty. So interesting when it comes to Fortnite versus GTA Online. Obviously this isn't necessarily a great comparison in my opinion, just because GTA Online is old at this point. I know it has a ton, millions of active users, but at the same time Fortnite is new, Fortnite is free. So is that fair to compare that to another game that is paid, whereas Fortnite is just all microtransactions and online? But it is notable considering that GTA 5 is one of the best-selling games of all time, if not already the best-selling or getting near that. So it's one of those games that has just sold a ton. I think 90 million or 100 million, something like that, something crazy. Now obviously there's not 100 million people playing the game. A lot of people just picked it up, played the single player for a bit, then never played it again or sold it back to the store, whatever the case is. And of course GTA 5, you have to count in the PS3 and 360. It was on those systems first. It's been on a ton of different platforms, 5 to be exact, if you count the, of course, GTA 5 on the PS4, Xbox One, and also on PC. So 5 systems in total there. But at the same time, still, man, it's still an impressive feat for Fortnite. Fortnite is gaining more and more popularity. There's been all sorts of stuff, whether it's controversial or whether it's great when it comes to like the whole Drake and other stuff going on with Fortnite, and the fact that it's free. I think the biggest thing is that it's free. It's the Battle Royale. They just caught it at a good time, right? The Battle Royale games have been around for a few years, but Fortnite actually introduced a way in terms of a non-serious one. It's serious because of the gameplay, obviously, but the cartoonish outlook of it to where anyone can play, to where the younger audience, parents wouldn't mind at least them playing that game as well. Whereas PUBG and H1Z and all the games that came before were kind of weird. We're kind of weird in terms of how they did it. Whereas Fortnite just kind of came in at the right time, did the right things, has the aesthetic to appeal to more people, to the younger audience as well, and it also has the unique building mechanic, right? Everyone always talks about, well, what does PUBG do? What does H1Z do in terms of the Battle Royale? Well, they do certain things. Obviously, they were there before Fortnite came out, but Fortnite does have that unique mix of being able to just build and kind of add a new layer. I mean, some people don't like that layer, but at the same time, some people are like, okay, well, at least it's something different from what we've had before. So it's not a problem, right? It's not a problem at all. Obviously, Epic is probably ecstatic with how they're doing. They're getting a ton of money from online interactions when it comes to the battle pass they have. People have been trying to tell me, as far as my crew here at PE Arena, hey man, get the battle pass, get the battle pass. And I'm like, well, what does it do for you? And basically you just get cosmetics, which is like whatever, experience boost. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I want to spend money on this game yet. I mean, I've been playing Fortnite and I think it's super fun with teams, right? When you're just going through, when you're playing, but I just don't see the point of it for me yet because there's no real progression system. But at the same time, I understand why it's so popular. I understand why it's beating out GTA Online. And I think only the sky's the limit, right? For this genre and for what they're doing here. More people are going to jump in. We have Crazy Justice coming into the mix as well for the Nintendo Switch, the first Battle Royale game there. So it's going to be interesting just to see how everything plays out in the future. And if people get burnt out on these Battle Royale games, how long will this last? Because this almost reminds me of like the music peripheral genre. You guys remember like Rock Band and all that? That just got so popular. People just kept on buying it, and then it just crashed. But I think the major difference between this and that is that this is a lot cheaper when it comes to it. You don't have to buy peripherals every single year. It's just a free game getting continuously updated. So I think that's the biggest difference, where people just got tired of buying peripherals and all that and having a bunch of junk in their house. This is just right there software, free, right? For Fortnite at least. And then PUBG is super cheap. So yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think it's going to die anytime soon because of the price and just because of the way that you play. So what do you guys think about Fortnite topping GTA Online in terms of monthly active users? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the last topic for this video, we have the Rumbo Studio 13 AM Games announcing a brand new title for the Nintendo Switch and PC, and it's called Double Cross, and this is a platformer game, so you can solve an interdimensional mystery while traveling through time and space. So publisher Graffiti Games and Rumbo developer 13 AM Games have announced Double Cross, an action-adventure platformer where players are tasked with solving an interdimensional mystery while called Traveling Through Time and Space. It will launch for the Nintendo Switch via the eShop and PC via Steam this summer. Now here's a little bit more about the game. So this is developed by 13AM Games, the studio behind award-winning Rumbo. Double Cross features an adventure game style investigation crossed with an intense action platform. I guess that's where it gets its name, right? Players are also free to customize Zara's playstyle in order to become the top Rift agent. Now here are the key features of the game. Players can custom tailor their playstyle by collecting upgradium and using it to level up and unlock equipable Rift agent gear. Adventure game style investigation system, an upgrade point system that allows players to choose how and in what order they play their levels, a unique proton slinger mechanic that allows diversity of movement throughout levels and the ability to grab and throw objects and enemies, varied and upgradable attacks and combos. An intricate story engages players as they solve an interdimensional mystery with a diverse cast of characters, slick 2D HD art that draws upon traditional gaming and anime style. Now, Double Cross will be playable at the PAX East 2018 in Boston from April 5th to 8th at the Graffiti Games booth. That is number 21019. You guys are obviously checking out the trailer here, and I guess Double Cross is finally coming over to the US, right? No, there's no shots to Capcom. But anyway, looking at this game here, seems pretty cool. 13AM Games, they made Rumbo, very innovative, unique type of developers, and now they're bringing this game in. From what I've seen, I wasn't too impressed starting out, but I do like the game mechanics. I like how you could upgrade. I like how you can kind of go through levels the way that you want, and the whole slinging mechanic in terms of what you're doing there is always a good idea. It's always a good idea to have some type of bionic commando or whatever type of slinging mechanic that you can do. Wind Waker, you have that hook that you can do and then swing. That's always fun in games. I think that's something that's always really cool, and why people are looking forward to games like Spider-Man and all of that, and even like the Batman Arkham games, you had your grappling hook. So it's always fun to do stuff like that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this game going forward. Nintendo Switch and PC, you knew they were going to bring it to Switch first in terms of that. Rumbo did really well on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo platforms in general, so it's going to be cool to see more about this game as they refine it and get it ready for its launch in terms of that. And I did watch a preview, and there's still some rough spots here and there, but it is just the beginning, the early demo of the game. Hopefully by summer everything's going to be kind of smoothed out, but I think it's going to be a pretty slick and cool game because they have a lot of experience and they did a really good job with Rumbo. So what do you guys think about this new title from 13AM Games, in addition to Dark Souls Remastered and Fortnite beating out GTA Online in terms of monthly active users? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming page. Consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emails via YouTube sponsorship. And it also gets you access to PE Arena, where we play games with the community for 4 hours on the weekends, Saturdays to be exact. So check out the links in the description below for more information. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you for the next video. Peace.